So I get back in my car, and I don't know why I punish myself this way, but I do. And so I start to listen to other podcasts in the real estate niche where so-called experts and trainers are interviewing other agents, and they're dispensing advice as if this is the Messiah. You have to listen. This is what you need to do to be successful. And so I don't remember the name of the podcast, Real Estate Nation or Rockstar Nation, or I can't even tell you. If I had my phone handy, I could find it, folks, but it's not important. You need to know that there was one guy who had sold a lot of real estate interviewing another guy who had sold a lot of real estate, claim both to be world-class experts, and they're talking about the validity of the performance guarantee. And they're talking, and everybody's, and I assume everybody's familiar with this. So your home guaranteed or I'll buy it. First originated with Proctor, passed down from every guru since. And so in any major market, if you listen to the radio, talk radio, you're probably going to hear one of these guys saying, your home sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. Okay, now here's what's fascinating to me, though, is that everybody knows this program is bait and switch. Just because you put an asterisk up there and you give it 49 different conditions, it's bait and switch. It doesn't make it not bait and switch. It doesn't change whether it's moral or ethical or has integrity. It's bait and switch. Okay, and so I'm listening to this podcast. I'm going to play. Do we have that soundbite? Grab it.
Yep, pull that up.
All right, play one.
I love it. And the one thing that people need to know when you're listening at home, the Rockstar Nation, you guys need to know that you are in complete control. You can put out a performance guarantee on a postcard or in an ad.
And so you're in complete control. You can put out a performance guarantee, your home sold guaranteed or buy it, on a postcard or an ad.
And like if you go to a house and they want to overprice it and it's a complete
and if you want to overprice it and if it smells like feet, you've made this promise, you've made this guarantee, but you certainly don't have to live up to it. And so he continues and he picks up.
You don't have to give them said guarantee. You are in complete control. You pick and choose who you give the guarantee for. And if you go into a house that's in great condition and they're reasonable in price, you know, that's who you give the guarantee. It's I don't want to call it a bait and switch.
He doesn't want to call it a bait and switch, but it kind of hints at bait and switch. Why do you think he makes this statement? I don't want to call it bait and switch, but it kind of is.
It's not a bait and switch. It's a bait that someone's going to nip on, and then you go over there and see if you want the fish or not.
Now that is a pearl.
Now that is a pearl.
And some of these you're not going to give them to, and there's nothing wrong with you not taking the fish. It's just like, throwing a small fish back. If you don't want to give the guarantee to a house because it scares you to death or you think you're going to lose, then don't. Only give it to the ones where you pretty much know that you're not going to lose on.
That's right.
That's right. Now, I don't know the definition of bait and switch, but I do know it's illegal. I do know the FTC regulates it. So I started doing some research, and I went and pulled the definition of the bait and switch. So according to Merriam-Webster, the ploy of offering a person something desirable to gain favor, then thwarting expectations with something less desirable. I think that's what he did. You can offer the guarantee, but if you think you're going to lose, then you don't have to offer it at all. You can just pull it back. You can withdraw it. Okay, and so now I said, well, maybe Merriam-Webster doesn't have the most accurate dictionary term. Maybe we should research the history of the terms bait and then switch. The verb to bait has meant to supply a hook or a trap with a morsel of food so as to attract a fish or animal since about 1300 or the 14th century. I think that's exactly how he described it. Okay, you are in complete control. You pick and choose who you give the guarantee to. Okay, it's not bait and switch. It's a bait that someone's going to nip on. Okay, so far, I think we're in agreement. The verb to switch has meant to change, alter, or transfer one thing to another since the 1890s. If you don't think you're going to win, if you think you're going to lose, then you withdraw it. Okay, well, let's look at one more. We got the Urban Dictionary, too. Everybody familiar with the Urban Dictionary? If not, kind of a fun place to play around. Bait and switch. The term can also be used for a relationship. When a girl or guy, quote-unquote, advertises her or himself as being something he is not, and in the end ends up being a shoddier, quote-unquote, product, a lesser person than was originally promoted. Now, this is in dating terms, but let's turn it around into just integrity and character terms. I could read it this way. The term can also be used for a relationship. When someone, quote-unquote, advertises as him or herself as someone of great character and integrity, and in the end, it ends up being a shoddier, quote-unquote, product, a person of somewhat less character and low moral integrity. That's what we're talking about here. That's why I despise the Guru Party. Because they make you think that this is what you have to do to be successful, that you have to bend your morals, that you have to bend your ethics.